Today in Cosy Art Club, we're going to be playing with our materials and seeing what we can achieve. So stick around if you want to have a go and play along with me. Hello and welcome to a cozy Kooky corner of YouTube. I am hoping that Sundays, maybe every fortnight, maybe every week, I don't know, however we're feeling, and I want you to tell me what you want, because this is going to be your little cozy corner too, to create some artwork. And so I would like your feedback. This is the first one. I did do a watercolour robin. That is probably the first one of our cozy little sessions. But that's kind of just before Christmas. So if you want to pop back into the Cozy Art Club playlist that I'm putting together, you'll be able to find that and follow along with that if you so wish. But we're gonna do things for us here. This is going to be our time. So whatever you want included in our time, we will have a look at and try and make sure we can include it. Important to me is to have a drink. So I'm trying to drink more water. It's not, I don't do resolutions, but I do know that I do need to drink more water. So I am mixing it up a bit with some sparkling water. It's got infused with blood orange and mango. It's one of my favourites at the minute. So I have got a drink with me. So grab a drink and whatever else you want to play around with for our little session here today. I've just come to the end of a sketchbook, so there's going to be a sketchbook tour at some point coming up. But I love a new sketchbook, don't you? I just love it. So I've got my replacement sketchbook here. It's the same as the one I had last time, so I'm replacing like for like, and I just love these. These are the Talons Art Creation sketchbooks. This is a 13 by 21 centimetre one. Apologies about my my light shining on the book. We're going to be taking the cover off. Oh, it's so exciting. And I've got a couple of new stickers. I need to decide which one I want to go on the front of this one. I do love a good sticker, I have to say. Me and stickers, we get along just fine. Okay, so I should have my little opener here somewhere. I can find it. There it is. My cat's paw. I try and keep them in this little bag so I don't lose them. I still end up managing to lose them, but they're in that drawer now. I'm trying to get organised. This is what one of my plans is for the foreseeable, is to put that away safely. Is to get organised. So I bought myself a nice shelf for my desk, which I am busy trying to, when you're trying to organise what you want on it, and then you realise there are 100 other things you want on it and you could do with another shelf. Well, basically I'm at that point at the moment. But hey ho. So take my little label off. Ooh, fresh sketchbook. There is nothing like a nice fresh sketchbook. I do love it. Now, question is, do I want a tiger or do I want a bear? This is the main question of the day. Tiger or bear? I like the bear, but I love how the tiger pops against that blue. I think it's going to have to be tiger. Tiger, we're going to go with. I'll save the bear for another sketchbook. I have got plenty of those to play with. So let's pop our tiger on. I love these huge stickers. They are so cool. I will leave a link to where I got these from because the artist is lovely. I had one on my previous sketchbook, so it had to be this for this one. I got a lion on the last one. Actually, no, I got a lion on my notebook, And I think I got 9 tails or something on my sketchbook. Yeah. Anyway, I'm digressing already. I'm already waffling. So we've got tiger. Yeah. I love these because they lay fairly flat down the middle, so you can get a nice, if you want to do a double page, just breaking this one in, breaking its spine a bit. The paper sometimes is off-putting to some people. I quite like it. It's not pure white, it's like a creamy colour. I like that. I don't know, it doesn't bother me at all. Some people it bothers, does not bother me at all. Anyway, new sketchbook broken in. So that's first job of the day sorted. I need to put this bear somewhere where I'm not going to lose him. That's the way it goes. Okay, so I thought for the first little session that we're going to have here, I could do a little warming up exercise. So let me grab my things. I'll be back in a second. Haha, I found my old sketchbook. Just been sorting through, looking for my samples that I did for what we're going to be doing today. But I found my old sketchbook and it didn't have a 9 tails. It's got a wolfie on it. So it's got a little wolfie. Look at them. They're so cute. Right, new one, old one. I will do a sketchbook tour of that at some point soon because, yeah, why not? Saying all that, I'm not actually going to be using this today because I've got some watercolour paper. Now, this will take watercolour, but it doesn't take a lot. You don't want too much water on it. But for this particular exercise I was going to show you, you do actually need to add in a little bit of water. So I'm going to do this as a watercolour session, but I'll show you the other options that you can try it as. So basically it's a kind of colour mixing, just playing around with your paints or your pencil crayons or whatever you happen to be trying, just to try to see what happens when you put different colours over the top of each other. I could do a really, really complicated, well, not complicated, but I could do a dry how you mix colours and things, but I think it's better if you find out for yourself. So what I would like you to do is gather some either watercolours, or you could do this with pencil crayons, or you could do this with neo colours, or whatever you have to hand. And the process is going to be vaguely the same. It's going to be slightly different for watercolour because you have to leave one layer to dry before you go in. When you're working with dry materials, you can just carry on regardless. But with a watercolour, you have to put one layer down first and then wait for that to dry before you can go on to the next one. So here are some of the other ways that I tried. So that one was Tombow pens. So that's quite a nice little patterny Tombow pen thing. You can see all the changes in colours and stuff. This one was, that's a tempura. You know, the children's tempura crayon things? That's that one. And this one was pencils. So that was like pencils one. Just trying different colours and then putting colours over the top. See how you get the colour changes and things. So this isn't what I'm going to be doing, but you can have a go with any of your art materials. First of all, I need to grab my other paints out and I will get my brush and my water and we'll have a go at kind of replicating this one. So I've got my core watercolour paints out. These are the golden core watercolours. Had these for a while, so I thought I'd give these a little go for this. Any watercolours would do. If you've got a Cotman set or a Winsor & Newton set or whatever watercolours that you have are great for this. I'm working on this Gold Line Aquapad. It is a cellulose paper, so it's not cotton, but it's fine for doing what we're going to be doing on it. It's a 300 GSM paper, or £140. I would suggest not going any lower than that because you'll get crinklies unless you like crinklies. If you like crinkly paper, because we're going to be adding a fair bit of water in, I didn't want to go too low. on the GSM. You can get 260 and lower papers, but to be honest, if you're doing a watercolour paper, you want one as thick as you can get, and this is a fairly cheap option for watercolour. It's an A5 sheet. I'm just going to lay that on top of there. Now I'm going to get a brush. So I've got this simple old sea white. That's going to do me nicely. You don't need too many colours. You just need kind of primary-esque or whatever colours to try. I have got, what's that one? Handsy Yellow. Light. And I'm going to start with that one on its own, and all we're doing is painting rectangles. I've got a little mixing palette there. I've got my water here, and I'm going to go in with my yellow, and I'm going to paint a rectangle somewhere on my page. It can be any size you like. Doesn't matter if it's wonky, absolutely fine. And I'm going to try, like I did with this one, to cover the whole page. So if I've got gaps at the side, I'll fill them with smaller squares or rectangles. So that is my, make it a little bigger, first rectangle. And what I'm going to do now, get my painty rag to dry my brush on, is I'm going to add some of that yellow over here, and I'm going to add a little bit of blue into it, just a tinsy bit. So I'm getting a bit of that blue there, adding it into my yellow and seeing what I get. And I'm going to paint myself another rectangle, because why not? I'm not going to overlap where the first rectangle is, because if I do that, it'll all start to bleed into each other. If you're doing this with pencils, obviously you don't have to worry about that so much. But my first layer on this watercolour paper is going to be filling the page as much as possible, but not overlapping any of the squares. So I'm going to add a bit more blue into that. Paint another one. Going to have a little one down here. I have to concentrate a little bit. Make sure that I don't go into the other rectangles. You paint them however you want. If you want to do the rectangle first and then fill it in, or if you want to fill it in as you go along, that is absolutely and entirely up to you. These things that we do, I'm going to keep them because we might do something else with them later on, further down the line. So it's not a waste of your time. When you are playing with your art materials, it is never a waste of time. Can I say that? It is a playtime. You are playing, you are having fun and enjoying what you're doing. Well, I hope you will be. So I'm going to put a big squarey kind of thing here. So we're playing with yellows, blues and reds or a magenta colour. You can set your own colour scheme if you like, whichever colours you want to play with. So I am running out of this one. Don't worry about getting proper mixers going on. We are just playing. So for the next one, I'm going to add some more of my yellow in. And, oh, I've got quite a nice different green there. Let's go with that. So that is going to go alongside that one, but it's going to be a little bit smaller. So I think you can see what I'm doing. So this first layer, we're going to be doing lots and lots of different rectangles and squares and just filling in the whole of the paper. So keep adding different mixes. I'm going to keep to yellows and blues for this first layer, and then my next layer is going to be adding in some of the magentas. So this bottom layer, it is up to you what you do. I'm just telling you what I'm going to be doing with mine. So I'm going to keep to the yellows and blues, and then I'm going to start adding in some of the purples and, well, magenta colours and red colours on the top of that. So I'm going to have a fun time playing with this. I will speed the next bit up so you can still see what I'm doing, but you won't have to watch me do all of the mixing so that you can see. But I'm going to do that now, and then we'll be back at the end and we'll wait for it to dry and we can do another layer on top. Okay, so when your piece is dry, well, this is fairly dry, it's touch dry, not exactly properly dry. I'm going to start going in, and I'm going to go with this pure magenta, and I'm just going to draw, well, with my brush draw, should I say, paint a big rectangle on top of all these other ones underneath it, and you can see the colour changes. You don't want to be adding too much water to lift up the others. It's kind of like a glaze that goes over the top. Add a bit more into that one. I want to take it over this way, I think, to make it more part of that green there. Do I want to take in some of this blue? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, shall we? So I've got my big magenta square there, and you can see all the other colours underneath and how they all interact with each other. And it's kind of like a little mixing exercise, but it's not anything serious. You're just playing, you're just seeing what happens. You're just saying to yourself, what if I do this? So now I want to make a kind of a purple. So I'm mixing this magenta with this blue that I've got left in my palette here, and it's made kind of a nice purple. So I'm gonna do a thin rectangle that goes down here with that one. See what happens. Kind of like it. You can see which colours go together and which ones maybe make a mud. So this is a learning exercise also. I'm going to go in with some pure blue now as well. So where are we going to put that one? I'm going to take it over here. So in the little gaps that I've got in between, you can see the pure colour. But then we've got these beautiful other colours coming up as well. I love the mix of that green with this blue. So nice. And let's have a go. This one, I'm going to do a smaller one here. So I've gone a bit darker with this phthalo blue. I'm making a little square over this side. As I say, you don't have to be super precise about your shapes. As Annie says, embrace the wonk. Our lovely Annie Claxton. I'm going to go back in with another orange because why not? That's an orangey red and it's going just there. Can just play with all of your colours or just limit it to a few. You could do this in just shades of blue or green if you wanted to. That'd be quite fun to do. See how many different shades of blue or green you can get by mixing things up a bit. And it's nice and relaxing. It's kind of very no thought too much about what you're doing. Just enjoying the process. Ooh, I've got a lot of magenta on there. I'm going to go in with this orangey colour here. Interesting. Let's add a bit of water to that. I'm going to do a small hair on the end of my brush. So I'm just going to continue and keep filling this up until I'm happy. If you want to add a third layer, you can do. It's completely up to you. But I'm going to keep going until I've got something like this. So I'm varying the size of my rectangles or squares. I'm varying the colours and just seeing how they all play with each other. And I really like that. And we're going to keep hold of these and maybe use them to do something else with. So as I say, don't get rid of any of your pieces. These are going to be practice pieces that you're going to look back on and say, okay, I've improved since I did that one. So I'm going to continue playing with this one a little later on, but just bringing back in the other ones as well. So if you do pencils, as I say, you don't have to wait for the things to dry because it's a dry medium. The same goes with the tempera sticks. They're fine. And also the Tombow pens. Tombow pens are great for just playing around with. So any way you choose to do it, you'll end up with something pretty and abstracty and just a nice base, or just something just to enjoy as it is for itself. I hope you've enjoyed this little play around with our art materials. As I say, it's going to be an ongoing thing. I would like your input as to things that you'd like to see me do. If you want me to go through some colour mixing, quite happy to do that if you would like that. If there are any specific materials you've not tried and you want to try, just mention it down in the description, in the comments box below the description, and we'll see what we can do. We'll have a little play with all of the materials that we've got. So maybe we've bought something, we don't know how to use it, we've never tried it. We're just going to play with them and see what we can do with them. And we're also going to be doing some other things as well, like the robin painting, if the watercolour painting of the robin, or just having a go at just playing around, having fun. So we'll be doing a few different little exercises along the way, but it's going to be a chill place to be, with no worries about what the outcome might be in the end as well. Anyway, that's enough from me. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, let me know by showing me those thumbs. So give me a little thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. And if you like the content that we're putting out here on the channel, then please subscribe. Consider subscribing, then you'll get to know every time I upload a new video. That's enough from me for today. I'll be back here very soon with something else. Bye for now.